And now.
Quick PSA. Disclaimer, warning.
We talk a lot of shit. I don't know what I'm talking about half the time. I've read the book and I already forgot everything I was talking about.
I may have misremembered some things.
And yeah, we're not professionals. Don't at me, bruh.
Opinions are subject to change.
Here we are. Welcome to Intro Avenue. We are talking about why fish are not real, why they do not exist today. I got Alma Murillo here.
Got Robert McGowan.
Alright. We read a book. It was an okay book. It was really wild. It was not at all what I expected. She talks about self-harm, philosophy, eugenics, like just human perception, like complexity of categories. It feels more like a book about philosophy than it does biology.
Yeah.
But it does talk about biology in a little bit, because it is like technically true, but the way that we still look at things as like a people is like, you know, if it's in water, it's a fish.
Yeah.
You know, it's like it's a word that we use in English to like help us
categorize,
think about things.
Yeah.
But it's also something that can be very reductive. I can like simplify things. But, you know, before that, you seen I watched Tick Tick Boom. At least the first half.
Yeah.
I fell asleep.
Yeah.
It was I felt like a lot of the music was very similar, like pretty much the same, like not intriguing. But the song that you said was your favorite that you talked to me about, was pretty good. I really like the Deluxe Apartment one for some reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that movie.
I think I should see the ending because
it's kind of sad.
Yeah, I think that'll probably make me like it more. And
you don't want to like it more?
No, I think I should see the ending.
Oh,
because,
I thought you said I shouldn't see the ending. Yeah, you should. That's a good one. I need to see Devilman Crybaby. That was recommended to me a very long time ago, and I haven't followed through.
You can just keep recommending me stuff, and I'll keep watching it, and then I'll just keep stacking more and more guilt on you to watch Devilman.
Okay.
That's my plan. Until you watch it.
I need to just watch it.
Yeah. So, where do you want to start with this?
It's crazy.
We can start at the beginning where the author... Well, like, honestly, I kind of want to skip the author's sob story as much as possible. Because it was just unnecessary.
It does get interesting when she talks about her life at the end-ish, where she actually goes and meets the people without giving it too much. But, like, yeah. Okay.
So, let's start with David Starr Jordan.
Yeah. This talks a lot about him. He was a man of science, if you will.
Yeah, no, he was the founding president of Stanford University.
Yeah.
So I mean that's a pretty
pristine,
good credential.
Title.
I mean like first president. Who are some other first presidents you can think of?
George Washington.
Yeah, that's a pretty good name, group of people to be like paired up with.
He did a lot in his lifetime, and she starts off by talking about his
obsession with fish.
Yes.
He was obsessed with fish. And he spent most of his life just trying to categorize fish. Like, as a kid, his parents were pretty like, why the fuck are you wasting your time categorizing things that already exist?
Yeah.
Because he was looking at plants and all these other things that like were already categorized. So to like recategorize them, his parents saw as like a waste of time. But then he's the founding president of Stanford University, so, you know, that's a big F you to the parents.
He also
continued that passion into his life and, like, almost an obsession into hunting for and categorizing fish that nobody's ever seen before.
Yeah.
So much to the point that he had discovered a fifth of the known fish species in the time that he was working.
Yeah.
That's 20%. Like, that's, you line up 5 fish, he discovered one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He.
Cat.
This is little Nagi.
So yeah, he did discover 5 in 1 fish, or 1 in 5 fish, which is pretty crazy when you think about it, because that's, imagine doing that for mammals.
Yeah.
Or but he's just on the ocean.
While he was discovering fish and stuff, there was a big earthquake, I think in San Francisco, if I'm remembering correctly. But there was like a massive earthquake, and like his whole collection that like he had them in jars and like had little labels for them, all crashed down. And this is where we're like introduced to like the element of chaos, I guess, that she talks a lot about. But
chaos runs supreme, so to speak.
And so this natural disaster happened, and all his like fish were scattered, like these new unnamed, literally like he's discovering these fish.
Some of them aren't even named
yet.
Some of them have only ever been seen by the people on his boat and named by him. Like, that's that's almost like if you have never seen, learned, discovered, heard anything about anything, and you look up into a wild world, all of that is just chaos and wicked, and you don't know what animals are, you don't know what fish are, you don't know what trees are, you don't know what any of this stuff is. You look into it, that's chaos. So to then look at a tree and call it a tree, you've now separated that from the chaos, you've labeled it, you can categorize it, and then you look at the ground under it and you're like, ground. And now you're starting to create things in this chaos, and then you're like, okay, branches on the tree, and then we've got what's that? Oh my God, things are moving around and breathing. That's an animal. Yeah. You know, oh my God, there's things in the water. Those are also animals, and it's like bringing these things out of chaos. What if I?
Don't hit him.
That was little love taps. Yeah.
Okay.
No. But so like to like label these things is to like bring them out of chaos. So having them slip back like, into chaos when like a terrible storm hits a boat and like breaks all of his labels and mixes up all of his fish, and now he's just got a pile of glass fish guts and just unlabeled fish.
This quote's like much longer, but it says, never since man began to plan it to create has been such a destruction of the results of man's efforts. I can't read it good, but like that part makes sense to me right now.
Never since man began to plan and to create has such a destruction of the results of human effort. Never has a great calamity met with so little repining. Never before has the common man shown himself hopeful. So courage is so sure of himself and his future, for it is man, after all, that survives, and is the will of man that shapes the fate. It is the lesson of earthquake and fire that man can be shaken and correct. Be. She's got the house he built. The house he built of cards, but he stands. The house of cards crumbles, but he stands outside them, ready to build again. That's you probably could have summed it down to that. It is a wonderful thing to build a great city. More wonderful still is it to be a great city, for a city is comprised of men, and forever man must rise above his own creations. That which is the man is greater than all that he can do.
He kind of was a hypocrite at this point, because up until then he was like no sympathy for has like no sympathy for like people who were like sad or anything. Like, I mean, I guess he still doesn't have sympathy, but like it was just interesting that he like felt like there was a will of man, and that we were like, this is like where it starts to like be, I feel like the ladder starts to show, is that he does feel like we gotta go more and more and more.
I think what he's saying is like, you know, like he's talking about his house of cards, like you can talk about that being like his collection of fish. Okay. Right? And it crumbles and it disintegrates. I think it is. Yeah, and it disintegrates at his feet. But he's still alive. Mm-hmm. And he can walk away and, you know, let the cards sit there on the ground. But no, he's talking about how, you know, the will of man is like as long as he's given enough time, and he continues, he can keep building the house of cards. Like, he can keep putting it up. Like, man stands outside the house and can rebuild. Yeah. And that's kind of a nice sentiment, because it's like, but it's also, you know, everything's gonna die. Yeah. So, yeah, that's, but like he's constantly fighting. She talks about how he's constantly fighting chaos. You know, like rebuilding the house of cards, and how he's like, that's fun. You know, humans will constantly rebuild the house of cards, and we know that it will fall. The house is gonna fall down. Yeah. Like, that's just the way of things. But like, we can learn from it, and we can rebuild it better. Yeah. And that's, I think, kind of like where he's coming from.
I feel like the reason I was saying hypocrite is because he is very like, where is it? Like, don't have like a boasted attitude, like we were saying. But throughout his like, her research on his life, they were talking a lot about like, they said grit. That was like the word they were using, and it's like
grit is an intense word.
Yeah.
I think it's fallen out of popular culture in recent years, but I think that's a really, you know, like, you gotta like, just when you've been punched in the chest, punched in the stomach, punched in the head, you're just like, that's fine. You get up to be punched in the head again. Yeah. And you know that like you're probably gonna get punched in the head again, but you have a goal, and you will walk towards that goal no matter how many times you get punched in the head. Yeah. And like, yeah, I think that's some pretty intense grit, to watch your whole life's work crumble in 20 minutes, and the first thing you want to do is start recategorizing in the most insane way I've ever seen anyone. Just start recategorizing a lumpy mass of guts and fish and blood and glass. And
did we even say it?
No.
What does it say?
It has been stopped automatically.
Oh, how far?
Alright, we're having more technical difficulties. So, let's see. Can I just... Alright, I can just restart it. We're good.
Okay. Grit.
And we're back.
We're back.
Yeah.
Are you gonna edit the audio too?
Yeah, I gotta edit it all together.
Okay.
It'll be fun.
What's it called?
Yeah, so how do you fight chaos?
Oh.
In the most chaotic way I've ever heard.
He grabs a sewing needle and proceeds to pick up the fish, if he can recognize it, and get the name, and sew it into the flesh of the fish. And he did that for everyone he could find, because it was a way of protecting against chaos. You know, he was trying to prevail and overcome chaos.
Even if they fall out the goddamn jar, they'll have their fucking labels attached to them. So to their neck, their eyes, their backs, their spine. You know, it's like all over. It's just super chaotic. Way to fight chaos.
Yeah.
I feel effective.
When we're talking about the grit and stuff or whatever, having like just like being able to like go and stuff.
Yeah.
She started talking a lot about like what was it called, like is being delusional so bad, you know what I mean, to like is being like having like overconfidence in yourself like a bad thing, you know what I mean? And it was seen bad by the Bible.
Yeah.
Right? It was seen bad by what does that say? No. Ancient Greece.
Okay.
And it
you
was
spelled Grease like the movie
okay,
Grease.
It's okay. I can't spell very well, but that is okay. 20th century medicine, yes, and then no. So it was like, yeah, you are seen with like any anxieties, mental institution. You have a mental so bad, like whatever. But then it turned into like or like, but she was talking more like delusions, right? Like positive delusions. It turned into where is it? So sorry. Delusions turned to positive illusions. That's what they started saying, and it was like people seeing themselves higher than they like are. They were like, they rate themselves like on average like better than they are. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They think they'll do better than
like
their friends.
Self-worth and stuff.
Yeah, and I just thought that was interesting.
Like, I am a good person.
Oh, and the people who were had a more realistic way of seeing things, clinically depressed.
Well, and yeah, because when she's talking about these like, you know, positive like illusions, like this
white
like,
lies to yourself.
Yeah, these like, I was thinking of like mantras, like, because you know, it was like these because I was in sports and my coach used to tell me to say we love hills. And running up a hill is not fun. You ever run up a hill? It's not fun.
Not fun.
Not fun. It's really tiring and it sucks. So just chanting "We love hills" while running up a hill is like, it's literally a lie.
Yeah.
But you tell it to yourself because it makes you feel better about running up the hill.
In band, we used to do a thing where when we do exercises, we do the arm circles, and we'd be like, I would be like, I love arm circles.
Yeah.
Arm circles are the best.
Yeah.
And then keep going.
And because it makes the shitty things less shitty, even if you're lying about it. Which is pretty interesting. The human brain's kind of a sucker, bro.
They even start saying physically you start to be like healthier if you think you're like healthier
and happier, and the brain's a sucker, bro. You just tell it whatever it wants to hear and it'll feel that. Like I've had that personal example, like in high school, like you know, being sad and listening to sad music and hanging out with sad people.
Wallowing.
You know, you stop listening to sad music, you cut off some sad friends, you start feeling better. You listen to happy music. It's like this positive feedback loop. Then you feel happy, then you want to listen to happy music. You know, I definitely, when I was feeling sad listening to my happy music, I definitely wanted to turn that stupid shit off. And go listen to some sad music. But, like, I'm a lot happier now.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
So, lies work.
Lies work.
Sometimes.
But they do say it can become an issue when you start believing that, like...
That you're literally without flaw.
Without flaw. And, like, they say that, like... they're a little more, what's the word? They were saying they like lined up people who like they saw like different levels of grit, or not grit, but like their self-worth, and like they were kind of like trying to like provoke them, and the people who thought highly of themselves were the ones who reacted, because it was like, how dare you say that about me? But if you find like a middle ground to that, it's like, oh, I have such good things about myself to think about, then like I don't even care what bad people...
whatever people say about me, it doesn't matter.
It could go either way though, because it could like you could react, or like you could not care because you're confident. If you're an
asshole walking around punching everybody in the face, and you're just stronger than everybody, so they can't do anything about it, and you're like, I'm the greatest person, everybody loves me, and you're just lying to yourself like that, you're some of the worst type of people on this planet, because you think everybody loves you.
Yeah.
You're walking around hurting people, and nobody can tell you different.
Yeah, like, it could definitely become an issue.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then it's like, it does help though if you like
Bizarro from Superman. Bizarro, love you. Bam.
I don't know.
He's fake Superman. He's like complete reverse Superman.
Oh, that's so fun.
When he wants friends, he hurts them. He starts killing them. He thinks that's how you treat friends.
Sad.
Yeah. He
just has trauma.
He's just all fucked up.
He doesn't know any different. I love little like Gaara from Naruto.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, you're doing bad things, but it's okay. You're just misunderstood. Like, those characters are so fun. I like looking at it objectively, but yeah, I don't know. I just thought it was interesting that it was like they just like a little side thing that they talked about was like the grit and everything. That does go into his beliefs though later on with the eugenics stuff, because I guess he visited a town, and this town was for mentally ill people and people with disabilities, and it was like a nice town, I think. Like, you know, I don't think so actually, because when they said they shut it down, it was like because they had bad conditions.
Yeah.
But it was supposed to be like a community to help like people, you know. And he went, and he thought that like we were reverting back in evolution, and that's not a thing. He just had a weird way of thinking about it, but because he was like, oh well, like fish, you know what I mean, like these bottom feeders, like obviously are like they probably reverted back, like, you know what I mean, and like that's why they're like that. That's like
they fell down the evolutionary ladder.
Yeah, so he saw this town and he was like, oh, humans, people, it's happening now.
We are at the peak of this evolutionary ladder, and that there are some people that are falling down this evolutionary ladder, and of which he thought were unintelligent, undesirables,
too emotional.
Yeah, the people that were like people that benefited from other people's work, so like welfare people that are living off welfare, people living off the government, people of color who've like literally been nothing but taken advantage of, who we have literally been living off of them. So it's like, you know, it's like the whole fucking country is built on the backs of horses and slaves, not in that order. So it's like when he's just completely misguided, and it's just an example of like the scientific rhetoric supporting just terrible racism.
It wasn't a guy in his head. It wasn't a guy in opinions. It was science. Yeah. You know, like it was whatever. But he got a hold of power, you know, and actually made things happen to where there were states that was legal if you laws. But it was by this system if you were deemed unfit. That's what they kept saying, right? It was unfit, and
unfit to reproduce.
For your bloodline can't continue. Yeah. You can't have kids.
We want to make sure that we're not continuing this because like things like being poor, being sick, being stupid,
criminal records,
being a criminal, all of these things can be inherited. So if we sterilize all of these types of people, the human race will eventually run out of those types of people, which is completely wrong. And to try to sterilize the whole human species based off of that fundamentally incorrect idea is something that, you know, the founding president of Stanford kind of got to die without ever seeing some justice.
Repercussion.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, literally epileptic seizures is on here that you got sterilized for. Like, that's really insane. The author actually went to that town and like found some of the victims and talked to them, and that was interesting. Her experience there, I feel.
Yes, it was. So, you know, like, this guy, he's obviously, like, an intelligent guy. He spent, like, his whole life trying to, like, categorize animals. He's fundamentally very misguided from, like, the ground up. And, like, you know, I don't even want to throw the product of the times excuse on him. Like, fuck him.
No.
Like, fuck the dude.
Yeah. There was literally stuff about... I don't want to, like... It's not, like, a review on the book or anything, you know what I mean? Yeah. But, like, there was, like, stuff about possible, like, poisonings. And, like, that was crazy as well.
Yeah,
like, this man was, like, all over the place.
Yeah. Yeah, he might have poisoned somebody, like, to keep his position in Stanford, right?
Something like
that. The book just kept throwing it up.
Yeah,
I didn't take enough notes to remember that.
A lot of information. But she did get conflicted, because it was the whole, she talked to these women, and she was like, you matter. Like, how could they do this to you? You matter, you know? And then she started thinking about all the stuff her dad ingrained into her, and, like, this, and, like, it was just like, oh, it's just letting go of hope, in a sense. She got into, and, like, she was, like, ignoring the fact that, like, we don't matter is, like, agreeing with David Starr Jordan. Because it's, giving us a significance, in a sense. And, like, with Darwin, we're specks, and not in a sad way. We're just in a bigger picture way. We're specks. And so it was really, like, conflicting for her to, like, like, her own beliefs, like,
because, you know, David Starr Jordan was saying that, like, she is less than worthy. She is morally inept. That she does not deserve she's unfit to reproduce. Whereas Darwin's like, everything, it's a fucking shotgun on a wall, bro. See what sticks. Like, you know, it don't fucking matter.
He also said, though, he also believed that, like, things that we don't even notice or think that will be beneficial might be at some point. Yeah. So he literally doesn't cut anyone out. He's like, everyone reproduce, see what happens.
No idea what thing could happen in the future. Like, a gene that could look like it's completely useless and means nothing. A worldwide pandemic could hit, and it could be the immunity gene for that disease that didn't even exist when you were born. Yeah. Like, it could literally be immunities for diseases that do not even exist yet, built into your genetic code. And, like, we could be exterminating that because we don't know what the fuck we're playing with. He was really, David Starr Jordan, he really was playing God?
No, he was doing what he didn't want to do, which was downfall of human evolution, because he's not letting us evolve in a good way. In his head, he's like, oh, we'll take out the whatever, and, like, he's just super, super obviously misguided, but it's just so interesting, I feel, that, like, someone could be so caught up in that, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, but
well, I think he was honestly just so obsessed with the fish.
Yeah,
and then, like, and the science of the fish and all that stuff, and it just, he got too much power and too much rain and a little too carried away and transported that to the rest of his life. Like, I think he was just, like, honestly, like a dog with a bone. Yeah. Like, he just got so excited and he was super...
He ran with it.
Yeah, and, like, those obsessives are the people that you hear about, are the founders of... the presidents of Stanford, the obsessives, but they also let that obsession pervade and corrupt their entire life. Yeah. In a lot of ways, and we don't usually hear about that, especially, like, historically, because we just want to talk about all of the good things that obsession gave to us. Because, like, we're still benefiting from those good things that like happen.
Also, the eugenics thing is still a law.
We're still working off the bad things.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we have. What's crazy is like you can't take your eyes off a car accident when you're driving down the road, but when it comes to a person, you just want to look at the good. That don't make any sense. Why are we so like
obsessed
with the negative?
Yeah.
But then when it comes to people, we want to forgive.
We don't want to forgive though. Typically.
Well, then why aren't we thinking about this guy being a fucking giant asshole and like, you know, like we're talking like they talk about how he like discovers fish and he's the founder and like blah blah blah. You know, we're kind of like degrading him, but like historically, ain't no big deal. And it's just because like we're like.
What do you
like
mean?
If you looked up David Starr Jordan,
right,
you're probably not gonna find out a lot.
No,
like
I looked him up, and he literally is just his achievements.
Yeah,
it's nothing.
No eugenics. No, how we're still recovering from like the legal ramifications of states legalizing, sterilizing the unfit.
Hitler got inspiration from this man.
Yeah, how fucked up is that? The American-born citizen, founder of Stanford, inspired.
He's just the founder,
Hitler,
president, whatever, Stanford. You know, that started here. But I don't read about that.
We did eugenics before.
I look up him, and I didn't read anything on that. His little short expert.
We gotta read a book about why fish aren't real to find that out.
We gotta read a whole book about fish aren't real. Why
does that make any sense? Yeah. That I'm learning about David Starr Jordan, the first president of Stanford, being eugenicist.
This went on actually I have the amount of fucking presidents.
Yeah, the first like 5 presidents.
Like the first like 5
of the 19th century.
Yeah.
Were like supporting eugenics.
They were doing it. They literally were like active.
They thought it was the way to like a better future.
I didn't get taught that in school.
Yeah.
Why didn't I know that eugenics?
No, because they want to teach you about
Washington.
They teach you about the good presidents. They teach you about Washington. They teach you about Abraham Lincoln. They'll teach you about maybe like Kennedy. They're not going to teach you about the assholes who like supported eugenics and put Japanese people in internment camps and like all that other shit.
We learned about internment camps, but I'm sure we didn't learn like the full
Which
picture.
president did that?
I don't fucking know.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. That's true. That might be my bad, but I'm sure I didn't learn it.
I don't know either.
Yeah.
I know that there were generally internment camps, but that's pretty hard to forget.
Yeah. Wasn't there sorry, I shouldn't bring that up.
So, this guy was pretty wicked.
Yeah.
But he did a lot to discover a lot of fish. Yeah, I mean, the girl talks about her whole life. So, I mean, I can't believe it's a 5-hour book because honestly, she wraps the whole thing up in the last 30 minutes of it.
You think?
Honestly, she does. She really just wanted to drag this guy through the mud.
No, I think she really was obsessed with this guy, and she really was like taking comfort in some of his beliefs, and she was like, maybe you have the answer.
Book,
and then
her following it was like, yeah, like coming from a place of like growth, and she wants to learn all this stuff. But the book itself was just like, she probably got offended when she did all this research on him.
Yeah, she did.
Because she was like really into him and like kind of like passionate and like following him, and then she's like, wait, he's a fucking eugenicist?
Yeah.
She's like, come here, you motherfucker. I'm gonna put you in a book and let everybody know.
Maybe might have poisoned this other lady too.
Yeah.
So she is a little like taken back.
Little like, come here, I'm gonna drag your whole ass name through the mud.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of the book is that.
That's funny.
But it's not terrible. It's because like she does start to sum up, like it makes her feel really good that his whole life's work of categorizing the family of fish just disintegrated around him, because once you start to categorize fish, you start to realize that there's really not a lot of
fish no like there.
There's no like a lungfish and a cow are closer related than a lungfish and a salmon.
Yeah. You said you phrased it like this, right? It was calling a land fish a fish takes away from the complexity of the animal.
Yeah.
That's the good way to phrase it. I feel like
calling a fish, not even a land fish.
Yeah.
Because it's calling a fish is like, okay, it's a fish, you know, it's got scales, it swims in the water. You know, it's like calling someone unfit is like, okay, they're unfit. I don't need to think about them anymore.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just
that.
I'm just going to what's the word? Castrate them. I don't have to think about them anymore. We're done. You know, castrate people, label the fish, we're all done here.
Yeah.
And it's like
they're more complex than that.
They are more complex than that, and it's like you want to keep thinking about that. There's a whole world under there of fish, and it's like we are way.
He named a fish after himself.
There's hundreds of fish named after him.
No, he named one
after himself.
That's what I'm saying.
There's hundreds named after him.
Why?
Because other people started naming fish after him.
Why?
Because he's David Starr Jordan, the president of Stanford, the guy who discovered a fifth of the fish species.
That's true. Wow. That's insane. People probably really don't know he was like into that stuff.
That's because it's the obsession that we want to focus on the good thing he did with his obsession, discovering all those fish. You know, being the president of Stanford. We don't want to talk about eugenics. That's just not. That's one of the things we don't talk about in Thanksgiving. You know what I mean?
I was such a weird kid at Thanksgiving. I would definitely have brought that up.
Me too.
If I knew.
Me too. So, you know, it's like he kept kind of going through this like repeated cycle of gathering a shit ton of fish in one place and then all of them kind of disintegrating and falling and getting destroyed and him relabeling them.
Yeah.
And you know, like he still has some specimens that he collected that are, you know, in museums.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool. Like I did, like this is a fish that this guy like grabbed out of the ocean,
it's literally the
labeled,
fish.
And like put in a jar.
Are they sewn in there in the museums?
I wonder. That'd be really interesting to go see.
I would want to see that.
That'd be crazy.
That'd be really cool because then you could see maybe it was like a little aggressive.
Yeah, if he was like
really...
if he was like, God, I birth you into existence from chaos.
Out of chaos.
From chaos. It comes from chaos into order.
Got it.
From chaos to order.
I got it. God.
Yo, we're wearing green and purple, and we didn't even do that on purpose.
Yeah.
I honestly didn't even realize that I said the same favorite colors as you until after we started watching it.
No,
later.
literally.
And honestly, when you said green and purple, I was low key judging you for saying two colors.
I
know. I was like, well, she's gonna say two. I'm gonna say two. I get two colors.
Oh, I just picked the same ones.
I didn't mean to.
No, I know. But it's funny. I wore this because it's my only clean shirt.
There you go. Cleanest dirty shirt.
Cleanest dirty shirt. You didn't gotta phrase it like so honestly though.
No, but that's a song lyric from like a country song. I think it might be a boom boom boom. I don't know. My dad used to put shit on like that.
That's fun. My dad, I got his CDs, and he used to listen to Van Halen, which I thought was pretty cool and unexpected. For me.
I recently discovered some Van Halen, and wow, really good.
Yeah.
Eruption, no lyrics, just a guitar solo. I showed it to you. Your jaw dropped.
Did it?
We were walking through the parking lot. It was pretty great. It was really good music.
Okay.
So, yeah. So she's. I mean, at the end of the day, it's like it's pretty quick to sum up. Like fish aren't real. It's hard to accept because I'm probably still gonna talk about fish.
Yeah.
Like fish. You know, like I'll know that I'm scientifically incorrect. And I'll try to think about whenever I look at a fish to look at it a little more in depth and realize that it's not a fish. It is something way more complex than that. Like, does this fish have lungs? Does it have a skeleton? Does it have, spine? Does it have bones? Does it not have bones?
But then are you categorizing it?
Yeah, but I'm like thinking about it in more depth.
No, I get it. I get it. You're appreciating it more. You're taking
castrating the fish.
Yeah.
You know.
Castrating the fish. Yeah.
All in all, do you think people should read the book?
I think the book was really good. It's not what you would expect.
It's not what you would expect at all.
But I really, really actually thoroughly enjoyed it.
I'm low-key a bitch. I cried in like the first 2 chapters.
Yeah?
Yeah. I'm not cried. I teared up. Alright, I was at work. I couldn't cry.
That sucks, don't you think?
No. I'm fine with it. I wouldn't have wanted to cry if I was listening to it either way, because I would have been like, really? The fucking fish book's making me cry right now?
What part?
The part where she talks about like self-harm and
yeah.
whatever. I don't even remember, bro. I'm not. But yeah, she talks about some self-harm, and that'll get to you a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's pretty crazy. So how are we feeling about Intro Avenue? Because I'm feeling pretty cool about the name.
I like the name. I like how it looks on the logo. I like the little dinosaur.
Great job on the drawing. I really like the drawing.
Good job on the font.
Yeah, that was Photoshop.
Photoshop?
Yeah.
I
think the banner on the YouTube channel might need an update at some point, but for right now, I honestly really like it.
I don't think I like the rainbow.
I think the rainbow is just to give me endorphins.
If they were like muted.
If they were muted?
If they were like a little duller.
The rainbow colors?
Yeah, I think I'd like it. Not lighter, but duller. Like matte.
Yeah.
They look shiny to me.
Okay, you don't like the shininess of the banner?
Mm-hmm.
We can maybe update
That's why
that.
the other one looks dimmer because it has black.
Yeah, I did that on purpose because it's in the logo. Because it's going to be in more places than just the YouTube banner.
Why don't you... Yeah.
Because the logo's on Spotify too.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of which, we're on Spotify, which is really cool. I learned how to do that, I guess, 3 hours ago.
I looked at the time and it was 111.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
10011.
That's pretty cool. We're going to go see the Scream movie after this. Mm-hmm. I'm pretty excited to go see that. I feel like I've heard good things about it. I feel like it's going to be pretty scary.
I've heard nothing about it.
Yeah.
So I like going in like that, so I'm good.
Bro, I'm so fucking hungry.
Yeah?
Are you hungry?
Yeah, I could eat.
What's your favorite food?
My favorite food. Damn, why are you going in like that? Personal questions? No, I'm kidding. I don't know. I think my favorite food would have to be... I don't know. I can't tell you.
Why not? Why can't you? Here, just tell them.
What a loser. I'm just kidding. That sounds mean. I just thought about it.
Why?
I said, what a loser.
You motherfucker.
But that sounds mean now.
You're so funny.
And I apologize.
It's too late. I'm going to make sure. I'm going to cut out your apology and leave in a loser.
Oh.
Yeah.
Add virgin. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. You're going to see 2 loud claps in the audio.
Okay. I think my favorite food's carne asada fries.
Those are good.
They're really
the
good,
fucking camera. Should we be cussing?
Yeah, I set us up for explicit content.
Oh, good. I'm glad, actually.
Yeah.
I don't think I can watch my mouth for too long.
Yeah, we are explicit content, just in case.
We just talked about eugenics. I think.
Yeah, eugenics is kind of well. Teach kids about eugenics.
Teach kids about eugenics. School systems.
Carefully.
School systems.
Don't teach them how to do it.
School systems should not be so.
Censorship.
White narratives.
Well, yeah.
Well, yeah. I'm kidding. Yeah.
Talk about, yeah, I mean, I feel like this subject was a little bit less full than I expected it to be.
Yeah.
Especially with a 5-hour book.
Yeah.
Oh my god. But yeah, it was really interesting. I feel like this is more an episode about David Starr Jordan.
Definitely.
And like
we should still call it Fish Aren't Real.
Yeah, obviously.
Okay.
Obviously.
Cool.
Because like she I think found that like sentiment of sewing the labels into the flesh of these fish, just like that, you don't matter, like fight like against chaos. She's for some reason that really stuck with her, and she wanted to learn more about him and study him because of that, because she would get really depressed because of that nihilistic point of view. That like nothing matters and nothing means
She also
anything.
thought about it too, and I thought it was kind of funny that she was like, he would find my sister unfit, and then she was like, he would find me unfit, and it's just like the standards are like funny.
What was I just saying?
Sorry, you were just saying that she got depressed by it and stuff. You know what I mean? Does that help at all?
Kinda.
Look, they're two different colors.
Your socks? Cool. Mine are one color.
That's so cool.
Yeah, they're Calvin Klein.
That's so cool.
Yeah. With the vintage Coca-Cola.
That's a cool shirt.
Is it vintage?
It says Coca-Cola.
I don't think it's vintage.
I don't think it looks new. Why would it be vintage?
I don't know, because I'm stupid and I thought it was.
Oh.
No, but I feel like I was gonna say something about something.
You're gonna wrap it up?
No, because we got like another 15 minutes.
Okay. You were talking about
nihilism. Because like nihilism is this belief that like nothing means anything. That I feel you so bad. Like give me one up here, just between me and you. That one's from me and you. That ain't for them.
Okay. Okay.
So it's like between like this, like because I've looked at nihilism a lot. It's just like nothing means anything, nothing matters. It's like, bro, the universe is huge.
That makes me feel better.
Does it?
Yeah, because it's like I don't have to be scared about like talking to someone at work or like asking for something at the counter. Like literally, like we're all going to die.
Yeah, but I think there are a lot of people that want to matter, that want to mean something.
Oh yeah, no, because then that leads to, if you think about the afterlife and stuff, if you believe in that leads into like, well, if nothing matters, everyone's gonna die, this and that. It's like, well, then does nothing happen when you die? Is it completely nothing? You know what I mean? But then you can
even
go
that
into,
doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. You won't care. You're dead.
Yeah. Well, even that like doesn't matter. Like none of it matters because it's all just so insignificant. Because like, I mean, look at, you could lose the Earth in Jupiter. You could lose Jupiter in the sun. You could lose the sun in our galaxy. You could lose our galaxy in some black holes. Like there's just, we're so insignificant.
Yeah.
And when it comes to like size, but like, I think a very comforting thing that I personally found in nihilism is that if nothing matters, the only thing that does matter are the things that you say matter. In your personal world, it's like in my world, this matters. This matters. Like my food matters. Like water matters. Like my friends matter to me. My girlfriend matters to me. Like, it's like all of these things matter to me. So I do things around them. Like I exercise my life and like, learn things and like try to improve for the things that matter to me, because they do matter to me, and they may not matter to this grand cosmic scale, to a god, to the universe, but fuck that guy, fuck the whole universe, bro. They matter to me.
Yeah.
Who the fuck cares if they matter to anything else? And that's kind of how I've like looked at it.
Do you think life has structure?
Yeah, death doesn't.
You don't think so?
I think I mean, like, look at my hand, bro. There's a lot of I got bones.
Do you think do you think the way we progress in life has structure?
The Fibonacci sequence.
Explain.
Like the golden ratio. There's like a lot of patterns to life. Just because we can't see them. In your
personal life. Because I feel like I've had moments. I don't know what I believe. I'm figuring it out. I'm open or whatever. But I feel like I've had moments in life where it's like that needed to happen for my like character to move on.
For this version of this character.
For this version of this character, this avatar, if you will.
No, because if that event was different or didn't happen, the person that I'm looking at
it was life-changing.
Would be a different person.
Yeah.
You would still be Alma Murillo, but you would be fundamentally a different person with a different philosophy.
Yeah.
Because it is your philosophy that shapes who you are as a human being. Is who you say, this is me, I am. The I am would have been referring to a different I because that event was so significantly life-changing that if it didn't happen, you would be a different person.
It felt almost organized, if that makes sense.
I think that that's also the human brain looking for narrative. I think that we love stories as a species.
I feel like that's so true, but I literally feel like...
I want to smack the shit out of you right now.
No, like, honestly, I just had a moment where I needed... It was a whole thing. I don't know if I should, like... I went to Snow Globe, okay?
Yeah.
I went to a music festival, right? I was really depressed. I just had come out of a mental institution, whatever. It was, like, my junior year of high school. And I went to Snow Globe, and I was in a hotel room, and I say yes to my friend, like, everything she said, anything, everything. I would just, whatever. And she needed me to come with her to get a charger, like, 5-minute walk, and, like, something, I was like, no, like, you need to stay. You need to stay. You need to, like, stay in this room, you know what I mean? And I was like, no, I'm not going. I can't go. And she's like, what do you mean, like... It was for a womp. It was like it was bad, but the kid whatever who was staying with us like he came in and then he went with her and then there were snacks in front of me and then I was just by myself in Snow Globe like I had a good time like whatever and it fucking hit me like I had an epiphany and I was like oh wow like life is supposed to be about like enjoying things because I was so depressed that it was like it was actually like my reality, my mentality was literally suffering and like it was literally like it was so simple and everyone gets it like whatever. I didn't understand that like it was literally
it's not about
that.
Winning or losing, it's about having fun.
Yeah,
like
literally,
literally it's like you can spend your whole life like reaching for achievements, but at the end of your life you're gonna die and you're not gonna take those achievements with you. You better enjoy your life.
Let's have a good time. I don't know, it was literally an epiphany. You know, I had like another one there,
felt
but
like
it was
2x4 hitting you in the head.
It was literally like I needed to like stay though. Something was like don't go, it's gonna happen now, you know what I mean? And I don't know. I felt like that felt really like...
I feel
if
like
I didn't go to
you
Snow
could have
Globe,
had that epiphany in a different place.
I feel like that was my...
'Cause that's like a realization.
That was a realization.
You could have had that looking at a sunset. You could
but
have
it was
had
because
that in a car accident.
It was because I was there. It was because I was having fun. It was because I was making other people have fun and realizing that like
you definitely would have had fun again.
No. I was like, oh shit, I don't fucking suck. You know what I mean? Like, oh shit, like, dude, people don't hate being around me. Like, it was literally that environment that I needed to be in to like to have that. I feel.
Life is long.
Life is long.
I think if not at Snow Globe,
life is short.
You would have experienced that a very similar environment later in life. Maybe.
I'm glad it wasn't later.
Yeah.
I would have fucking
exactly because also you would have experienced other events before that.
Yeah.
And maybe those events would have changed how that event hit you and changed you. So it's like not just the events that happen to our life, but the order in which they happen, like, completely changed who we are as people.
Yeah.
And it's like, absolutely, look for that narrative. Tell the story of your life, like, you know, for those events. Like, because that is how other people will look at you and, like, take, you know, like, they'll be able to relate to it. They'll be able to learn from it. They'll be able to, like, become a better person themselves because of the stories of your life. And, like, that's a human necessity. That's why we are the apex predator on the planet. Isn't our intelligence or any of this other shit. It's the stories that we can tell each other and look for in our lives and communicate to each other.
I love in the book, I just love that she, in the end, it isn't like we don't matter, we do matter. It's the connections with other people, and I like that it ends like that.
Yeah, that's how BoJack Horseman ends.
Literally,
that's how
that one episode of fucking
Midnight Gospel.
Midnight Gospel, yeah.
That's how Midnight Gospel is. That's Buddhism. That's what I'm just said. Is like none of this shit matters except for the shit that I say matters, and that's a connection I have with these people. Yeah, that shit matters because that's real. Like, you know, that's realer than this fucking microphone. That's realer than the Sunny D can. That's like, I feel that. You know, like that's some good shit right there. The Buddhists knew what they were talking about. So
Buddhism is so interesting. That could be a whole episode. It
probably will be because it's really cool. Taoism is really interesting to talk about. I'm pretty excited. I mean, we could probably start wrapping this up here. We got like we got probably a good. I think we filled up a lot towards the end there because I didn't really want to talk about eugenics and self-harm and all these other things for so long.
That's true. That's true.
I was like, let's talk about nihilism.
Yeah. I think I kind of went in on the eugenics.
Yeah, you killed it. High five.
I don't think I needed.
I'm not gonna high five you over eugenics.
Oh shit! You right?
All right. So you seen any good movies?
No kidding.
Dead meme. Dead meme.
Kidding. Okay.
Seen any good movies recently?
Any good? I'm about to go watch Scream, so let's see.
Yeah, hopefully that's good. Yeah, I haven't really...
Any good movies? Silence of the Lambs... No, I'm kidding. It is a good movie, but I was just kidding. I haven't seen that recently.
I really haven't watched anything new recently. If you ever watched Futurama,
go
watch Futurama.
Yeah.
Futurama's really good. I'm hungry, so go eat some carne asada fries. That's really good food. Try animal style French fries at In-N-Out.
Try pho.
Pho's really good. Yeah, don't try and keep it. It doesn't keep long. Rice noodles like that don't stay in the fridge well. So that's not great. Eugenics
Enjoy the moment.
Eugenics is terrible. Fish aren't real. And welcome to Intro Avenue. And we're gonna.
Today is February 1st, 2022.
It is February 1st, 2022. We're all just kind of ranting, you know, as we do. Bars. Yeah, I mean, there's...
Thanks for joining us. We enjoyed having you.
Yeah, my notes were terrible, so I need to learn how to take better notes.
We should research better. That book
maybe do an outline. I think we should have... I showed up late. We should maybe do research together at some point.
Yeah, probably. That would be smart.
Because I think it would just like make the flow of the episode go better. Because, you know, we had like our junky start at the beginning of this one. And,
yeah.
You know,
is it good that we...
I think we're fine.
Okay.
I think it'll be good. I think got some good stuff going on.
I felt necessary.
I agree. It's pretty good.
Okay.
And it's just the beginning, you know? Like, can you believe we've already been doing this 3 weeks?
3 weeks?
Yeah.
The first one?
Yeah. The unreleasable first one.
Oh, yeah. Oh, literally, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay, well, hopefully this will be up by when?
Tuesday. The first episode came out today for us, but Tuesday for them will be 7 days from now, so the 8th.
Okay.
Yeah.
Trying to do this every Tuesday?
Yeah, I mean, at least release. I think that we can record and edit and do all this other stuff whenever we want during the week.
Yeah.
But I'm going to schedule releases for Tuesday. Unless you got a different idea.
I like Tuesdays.
Tuesdays?
We could add that to the banner.
Yeah. Tuesdays, that would be a really good thing to have in the banner. You're absolutely right. And I could also link our Spotify. We could set up an Instagram.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, wait. I need to look that up because we can't. If the name's taken, we can still do it, but it's like that kind of sucks.
Nah, all right, guys. We're checking right now if there's a Intro Avenue Instagram, and if there isn't, when this episode comes out, go check out the Intro Avenue Instagram.
I accidentally made your contact picture the logo.
Nice.
Yeah, isn't that funny?
That's pretty funny.
Okay.
I bet Intro Avenue is free because I looked it up on a bunch of different things and I didn't find anything.
Oh no.
Oh shit. 0 posts, 0 followers, 0 following.
That has an underscore.
Yeah, and we can just do it.
And I was thinking, oh, this was taken
without the underscore.
How do you spell Avenue?
Avenue.
Intro Avenue with no underscore is way better, and it's not taken.
Can you capitalize the I and the A?
Does that matter?
Can you do it?
I can totally do it.
Can you do that, please?
I'm doing it.
Thank you. Don't do it.
That's great that it's not taken. Password.
You do it. You just and then send it to me later.
I need to think of one.
But wait, we could do the one that I did earlier for the email.
You gotta tell me that then later.
I sent it to you.
Where I mean. This could be an off-camera. Conversation.
Yeah, it could. But welcome to Intro Avenue, and goodbye, and good day, and have a good one, and see you next week.
And in case I don't see you, good evening,
good afternoon, good evening, and good night. 011 235 8 13 21 34 55 89 144